The roaring game is a different game, for the ancient sport of curling features instead of a ball, a piece of rock, instead of a field, a sheet of ice, and instead of a bat or racket, a broom. In the hands of experienced curlers, the broom is a scientific implement, and good sweeping can largely control the speed and direction of the stone. The magic of the slow-motion camera reveals perfectly synchronized rhythm and footwork, true poetry of motion, the dance of the sweepers. Ken Watson has well earned the title of Mr. Curling. 3 times he has led his team to the Curling World's Blue Ribbon Award, the Canadian Championship. Before demonstrating the basic shots, he removes a rubber so as to get a longer slide. For Watson originated the long sliding delivery. The stone never runs straight. It is thrown to revolve either to the right or to the left. It is this turn or twiddle which gives the game its name, for as the stone slides along the ice, it curves or curls in a long, graceful arc. For example, the in-turn starts out heading east, then crosses right over and faces west. The out-turn goes the opposite way. But it gets there just the same. Easy or tough, every shot depends on one of these turns, plus the proper direction and the right speed. In curling, even the ice is different. A sprinkle of water freezes to make a pebble for the stone to bite on. On the frozen lakes and ponds of Scotland, curlers have curled for more than 400 years. Today, the game has spread to Canada, the United States, and many other countries. But even yet, from the tiny island of Ailsa Craig off Scotland's west coast, come all the curling stones in the world. The granite face of the island provides the curlers of a dozen countries with their carefully matched stones. The pieces of blasted rock are chosen for their fine grain and uniform texture, their toughness and their evenness of color. Techniques handed down from generation to generation produce each year 2,000 pairs of stones. Smooth, glistening, and beautiful, the stone gradually becomes the curler's dream until finally it is ready for play. And play is not confined to men alone. Women have taken their brooms from the kitchen to the curling rink and have developed a style and ability second to none. Curling is one game where the female of the species is not handicapped by lack of masculine strength. The scoring object of curling is for one side to get their stones closer to the button than the closest of their opponents. Sometimes the difference between 2 stones cannot be judged by eye, so it must be measured. A raised broom brings the judge with his measuring equipment. The whole game might depend on the decision, so there is tension in the air while the ritual is performed. In the heart of the western curling country is one of the busiest rinks in the world, with 20 sheets of ice. Regina is the home of the Jam Tin League, where future champions start young. The stones are homemade, but even the ones at Ailsa Craig are not made with more loving care. Instead of sturdy Scottish granite, ordinary cement is the basis of the operation. The empty jam tins are first pounded with baseball bats to give them a rounded running surface which will curl properly. Finally, the tin is filled with concrete. The finished product is a rock weighing about 6 pounds, just right for the young fry. This may be an elementary form of curling, but even at 40 below zero, the youngsters rush out of school at recess to super up. One of the rules of jam tin curling reads, if you have only one broom to a rink, share it. Even the trophies are homemade. A little ingenuity and aluminum paint can transform a dish mop or a yo-yo into a cherished prize. From the Jam Tin League to the High School League is a big step. Young Pancho weighs 90 pounds, but he throws the regulation 42-pound rock even if it throws him. The High School Leagues of the West are developing the curling greats of the future. In Western Canada today, there are more schoolboys curling than there are playing the national game of hockey. All the precise skill, all the subtle strategy of big league curling reach their peak when two top-flight rinks skipped by Ken Watson and Jimmy Welsh meet. The West is famous for its distinctive style. The balanced backswing flows easily into a long slide and a natural follow-through. When champion meets champion, every shot must be deadly accurate. Undaunted by his opponent's shot, Welsh's third man retaliates with a beautiful outturned draw of perfect weight. Good sweeping holds the stone from bending too much, just enough to get by the long guard and draw in for shot. The skip shows hearty approval. And now it's up to Watson's third man as the tension builds to a climax. Jimmy Welsh throws his last stone, an in-turn down the other side of the ice. There is no mistake as his rock nudges the others back to lie shot. The last rock is the big one, but Ken Watson is as cool under pressure as the ice he plays on. His in-turn shows the master's touch. His weight and ice are perfect. And shot rock it is. When the Scots brought their game across the ocean 200 years ago, they really started something. Today, for every 100 curlers in Scotland, there are thousands in North America. In fact, in Canada, there are more curlers than golfers. Curling is an amateur game in the truest sense. Curlers play because they like the game, and because of the good fellowship and friendly rivalry. At 100 bonspiels from Milwaukee to New York, from Winnipeg to Quebec, the ice rumbles and the granites echo as the ever-growing legion of curlers pursue the roaring game.